Next, we are going to talk about critical appraisal of randomized control trial from systematic review by using Cochrane Collaboration tool. In this systematic review, there are two RCTs. For the first RCT, it is a study that written by Arbin et al. 2011. For the first domain, which is random sequence generation, this study has low risk of bias as they use computer-generated tables for selection. For allocation concealment, also this study has low risk of bias because the randomization codes were kept and released after consent. Therefore, they were concealed completely. After that, this study has high risk of bias in blinding of participants and personnel because it uses single-blinded technique, which is only the therapists unaware of the randomizations while participants were not. For blinding of outcome assessment, Arbin et al. Did not mention at all about the blinding of assessor in this study. For incomplete outcome data, this study has low risk of bias as they mention about 2 participants were lost after randomization, one from control group with reason early to surgery, and another one from intervention group due to incorrect data. For selective reporting domain, Arbin et al. Put in their study as unclear risk of bias. This is because some part of results did not report the p-value and some part of it were reported clearly. And for the last domain, which is other bias, this study has high risk of bias because Arbin et al. Has mentioned about the potentiality of contamination since control subjects and intervention subjects were on the same ward and the research process may have influenced usual care.
Next RCT, it is a study written by Stick et al. 2013 for the first and second domain, which are random sequence generation and allocation concealment respectively. This study has low risk of bias as they use a computer minimization system to allocate the patients into groups. Next, this study has high risk of bias in blinding of patients and personnel because this is a non-blinded study where all the practitioners are aware about the treatment being given to each group. For the next domain, which is blinding of outcome assessment, Stick et al. Did not mention about it and it is categorized as unclear bias. Next.